Hey everyone, my name's Aaron and I'm a realtor in Houston, Texas. I love working with home buyers. My favorite part? Being able to educate and guide them through the confusing home buying process, step by step. That's why I decided to create this series of videos. I hope you enjoy them. I'd love to help you with the purchase of your next home, and if you're not in my area, I'd be happy to help you find someone near you. It gets complicated. Hire an expert to help you. So, what are some of the things that you'll have to work on during the escrow period? Most commonly, insurance and home warranty. Don't worry, I'll help you with some options for each. Here's what you can expect. Hey, Alex, so I have a buyer under contract. They're getting ready to close on their house and they need insurance. So I give them your number, they call you. What happens next?
So I am the perfect guy to talk to for that.
You
They
are.
call me, I will get their information, I'll get the house information, and I will run quotes through all of my carriers and find them the best option I can. And then we'll discuss coverage amounts, preferences, wants, needs, the whole nine, and get them exactly what they're looking for.
So what are some of the things that they need to look out for in a homeowner's policy?
Big considerations, of course, are going to be how much you insure the home for. You want to make sure that you did have a total loss or a big loss, so you're not left out to dry. And then the next thing you want to really look at is deductibles. Come claims time, you don't want to be surprised with what your deductible is. Basically, the portion you're responsible for on the claim. You want to know that up front and always be comfortable with that number.
So what are the things that are covered with the homeowner's policy? And then what are some of the things that are not covered in a homeowner's policy?
The homeowners policies that I quote are very comprehensive. You're covered for a lot of things. The big ones, of course, are wind, hail, lightning, fire, tree limbs falling, things like that. The things that are not covered, biggest consideration, especially here in Houston, is flood. Home insurance policies do not cover you for flood. It's going to be a separate policy. I always work up quotes and check on those options for new home buyers. Another big consideration is going to be high value items as well. Some people just kind of assume everything that they have in the house is covered, but there are some limitations for high value items. So I would discuss that with people as well to make sure that they're covered properly.
So you work for Goosehead, which is more of a broker. So what are the benefits of that instead of them calling a company directly, like just calling State Farm or just calling Geico?
One of the biggest benefits is options. I have over 25 carriers here in Texas, so it's a lot of options. Essentially, what that does is give the client the power of choice, right? They don't have to go with the one that I like or represent or prefer. I present them as many options as they want to look at and let them pick what works best for them.
And then there are some other things that they can do to save money, like if they would put their home and their auto together. How does that work?
You're always going to get the best value by looking at the home and auto package. If it makes sense, then we can know that it's out there. But that's always going to be the best route to take is look at those two together because it gives us all of our options, right? If for some reason it doesn't make sense, then we can look at the options without it. But it's always going to be best to start with looking at that home and auto package and look at taking advantage of any and all discounts available with that.
And at what point in the process do they have to get this over to the lender and have a policy in place? How does that work?
So the earlier the better. The day you go under a contract on a house, we can get insurance policies set up and they're locked in. If anything changes with the house, you decide to go with a different house, closing dates change, whatever it may be, that's easy to update. But the sooner the better. As soon as you get it locked in, it's taken care of. Especially at a time like this, we're coming up on hurricane season. When you have storms out in the Gulf, there are going to be restrictions on new policies being able to be written. So getting that policy in place, in effect, and locked in as early as possible is always going to be the best bet.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Aaron.
One thing is homeowners insurance. The other is going to be a home warranty. So yes. Can you explain that to me? And what is a home warranty going to cover and why do they need that?
Yeah, absolutely. Not surprisingly, I talk to clients all the time who sometimes confuse the two, and especially first-time home buyers. they don't always know what's the difference. So home warranty, as you know, is really there for the breakdowns, for appliances and systems that stop working to come out, and we are the ones that are obviously going to repair that or replace it as needed. The insurance is going to be for the catastrophic stuff, as you know. Um, I usually give the analogy of a new car. When you get a new car, you have your warranty. So if your AC stops working in the car, you take it back to the dealer. If you get into an accident, that's your insurance. So catastrophic versus the breakdown. That's usually the high level way of kind of explaining the two.
About how much do you pay for a home warranty?
Yeah, the warranty, our most comprehensive, I shouldn't say most comprehensive, but our most popular plan is our signature. That plan is $699. The benefit to a homeowner is that that covers pretty much everything that you would have in a standard house. So your AC, water heater, plumbing, electrical, all your kitchen appliances, washer, dryer, even garage door motor, springs on the garage door, irrigation system is all covered under that plan. So you don't have to really have the guesswork of is something covered or not. That plan takes care of it. Even faucets and shower heads. Again, so it goes really, really comprehensive to make sure that a buyer is covered. So it's $699 for the buyers.
Gotcha. And then when they have somebody come out, they only have to pay a small deductible, right?
Correct. Yeah, yeah. So when they have a claim, when something breaks down, so say they're having issues with a dishwasher and it's not draining water, for example, they'd be able to contact us right on the app. They would pay $75 for the technician to come out. Technician would then come out and either fix. I actually had this issue for my personal dishwasher, and it was that exact issue. The water wasn't draining out. The pump was the issue in the dishwasher, so that got replaced. The overall repair, I saw the invoice, it was about $275 or something like that. My cost was 75 bucks.
We always write that into our contracts when we're negotiating. I think that it really works out for both sides. I mean, I think that from a buyer's side, they're going to want a home warranty because they're going to be covered in the house. But then the reason that sellers don't usually have a problem paying for it is because you don't have to come back to the seller 6 months later and go, you sold me a house that I had to have this, this, and this done to. And that's the benefit of the home warranty on their side.
And that's right. And, you know, even in the best of scenarios, you know, any house that has some age on it, there's things that happen. And that's just not by any fault or anybody trying to hide anything. But like you mentioned, from a seller, they're just being able to provide that liability coverage to say, look, we're going to give you coverage for this first year and pay for that warranty. And then from a buyer, like you said, when they're walking into a house, they already spent a bunch of money on closing costs, moving, all that good stuff. So if you do have a breakdown, and this happens, sometimes there's a breakdown 2 weeks after closing, a month after closing. And those buyers can be cash strapped in those situations. And even if they're not, it's just better to not have to spend that expenditure. We're obviously in unprecedented times right now. So times like this, it's really important to kind of have that backing as well, just because you just don't know. You know, things happen and you want to make sure that you're not spending out cash when you don't need to.
Well, thanks, Gene. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.